There are two premium travel credit cards on the market that I have not seen a single finance YouTuber talk about. These cards compete directly with the Chase Sapphire Preferred and Chase Sapphire Reserve. And I'm not talking about any credit cards from Citi, Wells Fargo, or even Capital One. These cards are something completely different. These two cards come from HSBC. If you're more of a credit card person and you pay more attention to banks in the US, you might be unfamiliar with them, but this is actually one of the largest banks in the world. Going into 2025, they have $3 trillion in assets. They operate all over the world with regions including Europe, Asia, the Middle East, Africa, North America, and Latin America. They offer services from retail banking, wealth management, commercial banking, all the way to private banking. But they focus a lot more on higher net worth individuals than a bank like, say, Capital One or SoFi. All right, so let's go ahead and break down these two credit cards. The first is their premium travel credit card. Now, to qualify for this card or their other card, you need at least one of three things, and that's over $100,000 with USBC Bank, whether that's in their savings account that does offer a pretty good yield, or their investments, have a residential mortgage loan, or the third and most popular is going to be having over $5,000 in direct deposits every month. If you don't meet one of those three, you're going to have to pay a $50 service fee each month, which is something you're obviously not going to do for a credit card. Like I said, this is a bank that charters to higher net worth individuals, so if they're going to give you one of their credit cards, which are very, very good, they want to make sure that you're using them as your primary bank. So their Elite card comes with a $495 annual fee. But this is one of those cards where if you use it right, they're actually going to pay you to hold it. First thing that you're going to get is a 60,000 point sign-up bonus after spending $4,000 in 3 months. If you book that for travel, that's going to be worth $900, but if you just want cash back, that's going to be around $600. So a very good sign-up bonus there. You're going to see similar sign-up bonuses from premium travel credit cards like the Chase Sapphire Reserve. They also give you $400 in statement credits for travel every year when you book your travel through HSBC's travel portal, which is powered by Priceline. Priceline is a pretty good place to book travel. It's pretty much the equivalent of Expedia, so you're not going to have any trouble booking your travel. There is one very sneaky thing that I found in the terms and conditions though. Most credit cards like the Venture X, all that you have to do is book travel, and then you're immediately going to get that statement credit. But with USBC statement credit, you're going to get $100 in statement credits every $2,000 on travel booked through USBC. So you would essentially have to spend $8,000 in travel to get that full $400 statement credit. But if you are making enough money, it's not completely unreasonable to spend $8,000 in travel a year. They also give you $120 statement credit that will cover TSA PreCheck or global entry, which is now standard with pretty much all premium travel credit cards. You get another statement credit that they essentially stole from the Amex Gold, which is $120 statement credit for taxis or ride shares that's given to you in $10 a month. You also get unlimited lounge access, as well as the ability to bring 2 people into that lounge with you for free. Some other more minor benefits include cell phone protection and then purchase protection as well. As far as the rewards that you're earning with this card, you're going to get 5 points back on travel, 2 points on dining, and then 1 point on everything else. And what I found is that 5 points back is very, very good. Usually with most travel credit cards, you're going to have to book travel through that bank's travel portal to be able to earn your points. For example, if you look at the Amex Platinum, you're only going to earn 5 points back if you book it through Amex's travel portal. However, any travel you book with this card online is going to earn you 5 points back. So you can go through Expedia, you can go directly to an airline or a cruise or a hotel company, book it directly through them, and still earn 5 points back. So you can shop around online and book your travel with whoever is offering the lowest price. Also, this card's redemption makes those points that you're earning even more valuable. So there's a couple different ways you can redeem your points. The first and easiest way is using your points to book travel directly through HSBC's travel portal, and you would get a 50% boost on all your points, meaning all your points would be worth 1.5 cents. And if you're familiar with credit cards, you know that Chase does the exact same thing with their Sapphire Reserve. But if you want to try to find a little bit higher than that, then HSBC also has 13 different transfer partners. I'll pop up a list of all their partners. They have 11 airlines and then 2 hotels. If you transfer points out to most of these partners, then they're usually going to be worth between 1 and 1.5 cents per point. So it's probably going to be easier to just use your rewards in their travel portal and get that automatic 1.5 cents per point. You then have the option to use your points as a statement credit against travel, and that's going to be worth 1.25 cents per point. And then lastly, you can redeem for cash back, which is going to redeem at 1 cent per point, which actually isn't bad because it's pretty rare that you see travel credit cards that allow you to take your points and get them as cash back as well. So that's pretty unique to see there. So here's the strat for using this card. You would book all your travel through their travel portal to get that $400 statement credit. You would then use statement credits every month for their ride share. You could either book limos or taxis or Ubers, or you could pick up food through the Uber Eats app. If you just did that, then you would get $520 back in statement credits, which would obviously pay for the annual fee of $495 and also put $25 in your pocket. If you spent $8,000 on travel in a year, then you would have enough points to either get $400 worth of cash back, or if you want to travel more, you would then redeem them for 1.5 cents per point, and that would give you $600 for travel. And then, of course, you would also enjoy the lounge access that this card gives you as well. And before we move on to the next card, I just want to say, I think it's really funny how they went about making this card. They essentially just stole a bunch of pieces from other cards to construct this card. They stole the Venture X's travel credit, as well as the ability to bring 2 people in that lounge with you. They stole that $120 statement credit for ride shares directly from the American Express Gold, and then they stole the Chase Sapphire Reserves redemption. So this is really just a melt up of all the most popular travel credit cards. Okay, so moving on to their next card, we have their Premier card, which directly competes with other $95 annual fee cards like the Chase Sapphire Preferred, Venture Rewards, and then Citi Strata Premier. This card charges you a $95 annual fee, but it gives you a 50,000 point sign-up bonus after spending that same $4,000 in 3 months. That would be worth $500 if you redeem for cash back, or $625 if you wanted to redeem for travel. This card has one major statement credit, and that's that it gives you $60 for streaming services or TV. That's given to you in $5 a month. So you would just want to put a streaming service that you have or your television bill on this card, and then it would give you that $5. It then also gives you a $85 statement credit for TSA PreCheck or Global Entry, but it's a bit strange that it only gives you $85 because that would only cover TSA PreCheck, not Global Entry, which is okay because TSA PreCheck is the more valuable one, but I've just never seen a card only give $85 and not the full $120. This card also gives you cell phone protection and then purchase protection as well. And then the redemption for the points is primarily the same as the last card as far as transfer partners work, but instead of giving you a 50% boost when you use your points to book travel through HSBC's travel portal, it gives you a 25% boost, which again directly rips off Chase's redemption with their Sapphire cards, with their Reserve giving you that 50% boost and then their $95 annual fee card only giving you a 25% boost just like this card. If we go ahead and look at the rewards with this card, it's tailored to more everyday spending instead of travel. You earn 3 points back on groceries and gas, 2 points back on your travel, and then 1 point back on everything else. So actually very, very solid earning categories. It's very hard to find a credit card that gives you anything more uncapped than 2% back on groceries. If you were to redeem for cash back, it would obviously just be 3% and then 2%. But if you use your points for travel via their travel portal, you would essentially be getting 3.75% back on gas and groceries, 2.5% back on travel, and then 1.25% back on everything else. So I think this card would make more sense for an HSBC customer that doesn't really travel as much and doesn't spend enough on travel to be able to get that $400 statement credit. And they just want a very solid cashback card that also gives them the ability to use their points for travel for more than 1 cent per point. If you take away that $60 statement credit, it's essentially a $35 annual fee, which will be taken care of very easily by the rewards that you're earning. And also a $500 to $625 sign-up bonus is very good for this card as well. Of course, to qualify for both of these cards, you will need that Premier checking account, which you would need over $75,000 in deposits or investments, $5,000 each month in direct deposits, or have a mortgage loan with at least $500,000 with them. One cool thing that I found is that HSBC will actually waive the annual fee for both of these cards if you have a private banking account relationship with them. Usually to qualify for that, you'd need over $1 million in assets. So I assume that's not going to apply to most of the people watching this video. But if you do have that much money with USBC, these cards both make sense to get because you're paying $0 annual fee to get them. So you can essentially view these cards the same way that you view some credit union cards, where you have to be using the credit union as your primary bank for it to make sense. And while these aren't cards that most people are going to just be able to get after this video, they are very, very good. Like if American Express gave a card like either of these, they would be a huge, huge hit, and you'd see every single finance YouTuber talking about how good they are. And if you think about it, how crazy would it really be to either use this as your primary bank and have $5,000 or more direct deposit, which isn't that hard. You'd be able to hit that as long as you're consistently making over $60,000 a year or moving $75,000 worth of investments over to them. And the reason why I'm saying would it be that crazy is because you see people moving $100,000 over to US Bank to get 4% cash back on their Smartly card. And US Bank isn't as good as a bank as HSBC, especially when it comes to wealth management. So a very interesting card here. I didn't even know it existed until I saw it on Reddit a couple weeks ago. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, it helped me out a lot if you left a like button. And if you want to see more credit card content like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys later.